The spirit of the mummy may be freed by the purity of the full moon and loosened to walk the earth.
And he's walking your way on Disney.
That's a mummy! Cool! What are we gonna call him? How about Harold?
And it's up to these 3 kids to help him find his way back home.
We don't have much time, right, Harold?
Under Wraps, tonight at 8, 7 Central. Only on Disney Channel.
Hey, what's up, you guys? We wanted to have a podcast for a fortnight.
A long time.
We decided we were just going to do it. Just jump in.
And here we are.
Yep. We were going to do the first Disney Channel original movie for our Disney Channel original podcast.
And it just so happens that it's almost October and it came out in October 1997.
Yep. Do you remember watching it for the first time?
I don't. I remember seeing it a ton of times after that, but not the first time.
That's how I feel. I definitely remember them playing it every year. I don't remember watching it initially.
I remember them playing it a lot.
And I remember the ad campaign was bananas. It was constant. They were probably trying to really hype us up.
Yes. It worked. They had a ton of movies.
And I mean, we still try to watch it. And
Yeah.
we know that we don't like it.
Yeah, I'm probably going to watch it again in about 12 years.
We will forget. We will forget.
And then who knows, maybe we'll eventually branch off completely from that too. We have a lot of ideas.
Yeah,
so.
we have a lot of ideas. This is just the one that we were like, we watch a lot of Disney Channel original movies anyway, so it was just...
Yeah, we willingly do this to ourselves without a podcast, so now that we have one...
We've been doing it for years, just suffering, but... So we're just gonna kind of watch the movies and give you an entire rundown.
What you do with it after that is up to you.
Yeah, they're on iTunes and Amazon for around $5.99 usually. They're cheaper to rent, but I mean, for that price, you might
Just buy it.
I guess.
Even if it sucks, at least you have it.
That's true.
You're going to want to watch it again in 7 years anyway, so just buy it.
Yeah, when you re-forget,
Yeah, yes.
you'll want to watch it, as we have done to ourselves for decades. So the movie starts with 2 kids in the movie theater watching Warhead 4. There's a cameo from the Even Stevens dad. I don't know the actor's name, but we definitely thought this was the movie starting.
Yes.
But the blonde kid is too afraid of scary movie. But the whole thing is just a plot device to demonstrate that Marshall likes scary movies and monsters, and Gilbert is a scaredy cat.
You can tell by looking at him. He's typical scaredy cat looking guy.
They did go really tropey.
They did.
Really classic.
It was 90s Disney, so.
That's very true. So anyway, this guy, Mr. Kubat, hasn't paid for his paper for 1 to 2 years.
And Marshall just goes right on up to his scary ass house.
Gilbert has been delivering this guy's paper for 2 years, too afraid to be like, a smackerel of payment, sir.
And his doorbell literally sounds like Christmas Vacation doorbell when the family from hell comes over.
Ominous. So they go to his house, but his house is terrifying, and he's terrifying, and they just leave.
They leave from there, yeah.
They just leave.
And then we meet his stepdad, who at first it indicates that he's actually his dad. And I know that the mummy is Patrick from SpongeBob, and it turns out that the dad is Patrick from SpongeBob.
But the dad isn't his mom. It's just like a Stefano situation where so many people are playing.
Basically, they couldn't afford another character, so they were on a budget. It was their first movie.
Yeah,
first time around.
It's the first go round. We need one character actor that can do it all. We can't afford 2. So the next day at school, their friend Amy appears eating a peach. Austin called her Peaches for a fortnight because
You don't learn her name for like a half an hour.
you don't. They don't. They're not really great about telling you anyone's name, to be honest. I guess you're a kid. It doesn't really matter. You're just like, child A. So anyway, their friend Amy appears. I think they're friends. They bully each other a lot, but they're friends. It's not like now when kids are all wholesome. But she tells them that Mr. Kubat is dead and the meter man found him.
He died covered in pancake batter. He had a heart attack.
He had a heart attack.
This has already been a roller coaster. They just hung out with him yesterday, kind of, almost.
Yeah.
And now he's gone.
He never paid Gilbert for his newspapers.
This movie loves jumping around also. At this point, we're meeting Gilbert's mom and learning that her name is Esmeralda and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does not matter at all. She's role-playing for some reason. And there's a weird line also about her taking dolls to the movie theater.
Like, we were just grieving about Mr. Kubat. I'm still not over that yet.
Yeah. So anyway, on a school night, they decide that they're going to try breaking and entering because Amy's like, my mom said he's got weird stuff in the basement. And they're like, great,
and
let's break in.
Instead of breaking in like a normal way, they decide to, push in the basement window that's blocked by a giant fucking bookcase.
Yeah. They bully their friend into breaking in and letting them dangle him into the basement window.
Obviously Gilbert. That's why he was cast for this moment.
The bullyable, yes. And there are like weird things in there, like a sarcophagus, maybe a couple coffins.
2 of them. It's when you see it for the first time.
And all kinds of other like dusty antiques, because I guess he allegedly was a museum.
Gilbert is like a
curator.
noodle. He just flies in right upside down.
He's a gymnast.
And he's literally noticing every object in the room except the 2 giant open sarcophagi.
Sarcophagus. Was he yelling out what they were? I can't remember.
I honestly don't remember.
We
I just
watched
know that
this,
he
like-
abruptly runs and it's once again cut to something else that is confusing.
Oh no, yeah, he saw a mummy's hand.
Okay, yeah, hand flop.
Yeah, he saw a mummy's hand and then just panics and runs screaming, which same.
Had the moonlight activated the mummy at this point? Because I know it takes the moon.
I don't understand exactly how the hand appeared, to be honest. Because
Yeah.
it then becomes activated by the moonbeam.
Yeah, and how did it not happen before?
How did it not
Because
happen before? How did its hand get exposed?
I just have a lot of questions at this point, and something tells me they may not be answered by the end.
Were there jostlings of the mummies? Who knows? So he runs out, and then as they're like down the street, he's like, "My glasses, guys! Shit! Like, we gotta go back." So they use the key that they had access to the entire time. The girl's mom is a real estate agent that's selling the house. And she had a key, but they were like, you know what? No, basement danglins.
But this is around the time that I started getting vibes that Marshall and Girl at this point were in love because you still don't know her goddamn name. And so maybe that was
Amy.
distracting them because they were falling in love.
Very true, very true. Meet cute at the lockers.
I remember there being an ominous orange light and the house was just shaking like an earthquake. And clearly at this point, the mummy is alive and well. And of course, Gilbert is staring at it in the face.
And it's like, there's a long extended scene of Scooby-Doo style chasing with the mummy.
And I remember the mummy busting through the wall like it was made out of graham crackers.
He did bust through the wall like it was made
Maybe
of
some cake icings
near
on there.
the door. Yeah. Do mummies know about doors? Who knows? When were doors invented? Probably before mummies. I don't know.
remember he sees a toilet and decides to then use the toilet.
He used the toilet for
I remember there being
45
some
minutes.
moaning, and I was like, Patrick, is that you?
Patrick Star moaning into the toilet. So yeah, they go. Before all that, they went into the basement and they were like, we don't even believe Gilbert. Like, these coffins are empty and he's insane. But then, all the mummy stuff happens.
So the mummy takes Gilbert's glasses and is also super obsessed with Marshall's watch at this point. And they're finally realizing that he's all right and that he also smells awful and that Marshall is going to fucking keep him.
Yeah, he was trying to give the glasses back, which is why he was chasing them. But
And I remember them saying they're going to put him in a museum with formaldehyde like E.T. Did that happen to E.T.? Do I need to see E.T. again?
should we? Neither of us know. Neither of us has watched it.
Oh, the girl's name is Amy. We just found out. I know we knew earlier, but we just
In our notes,
actually
we're like, her
found
name! The next day at school, Amy's freaking out and she's like, we have to tell someone. We found an entire living mummy. And Marshall's like, no, E.T. formaldehyde thing. They go after school. They decide they're going to go to this occult shop where Marshall's friend Bruce works. I'm not 100% sure why this adult man is friends with a child.
Why are they friends?
But he reads tarot, palms, and varicose veins.
But I mean, he has a beaded curtain that he gets stuck in. I want a beaded curtain, so I already kind of like him a little bit.
Yeah, they go through the beaded curtain, the nice beaded curtain, into the back room, and they read this legend about mummies. Every year, apparently, mummies everywhere, if moonbeamed upon, can walk, I guess, before Halloween.
And then on Halloween, they poof to dust.
If
correct?
they don't return to their tomb by midnight on All Hallows Eve,
Okay.
they'll dissolve into dust.
Okay, because
We're not sure how far out Halloween is, but it's coming up because that dance banner is just letting us know they're having a dance at their school.
I really need to know what time frame it is and how long we have to get this shit done.
Yes. So they're going back towards the house. And
Stoop
they
kid.
encounter this child.
Road kid.
He's just like a dirty Little Rascals style kid who's like, you want to see me pick my scabs? And he's carrying this nasty Linus blanket, and he says it's not a blanket, it's a rag, and I carry it around in case I have to wipe something up.
And the kid is very similar to Linus.
And he's like
He has
6.
dirt clouds included.
No, that's Big Ben.
Never mind. We can put that in there.
Yeah, leave that in.
Okay.
Okay, so anyway,
Okay, so since they're with Bruce, he's made them realize that they need a sarcophagus now. So obviously, naturally, they're going to go back to Mr. Kubat's house. You've been saying it wrong, but it's our first podcast. I'm not trying to judge here.
My bad.
Judgment-free zone until it happens.
I'm so sorry. Kubat, Mr. Kubat, not Cobalt. Kubalt.
But, I mean, what are the odds that all of his stuff's been moved out right at this very moment? The
Cleared
IRS
out.
took it all.
For back taxes?
Yep.
Okay.
How much does a sarcophagus go for?
I mean, look on Craigslist. My dad bought a coffin once, so.
Okay.
You know.
So we'll find out that price.
You
We're
can-
going to forget to tell you, but we'll know.
We'll probably forget to find out, honestly.
And of course, when the IRS got there, the basement was completely empty, and that's where the mummy shit was.
Yeah, so the tomb that they need to return the mummy is gone.
And so, you know, now the mummy's obviously going to go to Dairy Queen at this point.
They do not. Did they go to Dairy Queen?
The mummy goes to Dairy Queen
Oh, my
alone.
Oh my god, I forgot he wandered.
He goes to get a dairy freeze.
Oh my god, I forgot he wandered. He walked through the drive-thru.
Yep.
Oh my god, I remember. Yep.
Yep. So after that weird drive-through moment, he sees someone casually strolling out of a hospital in an entire body cast because those stars align.
What are the odds? What are the odds?
And nobody notices him walking
into the hospital in his dirty.
Which brings me back to, is it already Halloween?
Maybe they're just like, he's so injured. Look at his dirty rags.
Yeah, that's true. But I also think I remember him starting to unravel.
He did. His tape got stuck in some sliding doors and he was unraveling for an amount of time. No one notices him. He rings a buzzer. No one notices him. He's just, I mean, healthcare in America, am I right?
And then they slam you onto a gurney, so yep.
Yeah, they did notice him eventually. He's stressed and they thought he was a burn victim, so they literally throw him
They made
onto
him
a
a burn
gurney.
victim.
Oh my god!
Shock. They used that.
They did shock him.
Thing for movies.
Until he caught on fire.
Yep.
And then he ran away again. He's really fast, and no one else can run mummy speed. So they finally find him again.
We don't know how. It just happens because this movie does a lot of jumping.
Everything just happens. So the kids find him again, and he's trying to like pantomime everything that had happened to him. And somehow Marshall is fluent in mummy pantomimes.
Of course.
So they take him and try to sneak him past Marshall's mom, and they have to hide him in his room, but he reeks.
And when the mom gets up there, Amy's just dancing like a river mouse.
Oh yeah, she was river dancing.
Yeah.
She was like, what are y'all doing up here? There was a lot of thumps. And she's like, oh, we were just clogging, you know, as 12-year-olds are wont to do.
And the mom just casually slams into Harold, the mummy. And, you know.
Did we say the mummy's name is Harold? They named the mummy Harold.
His name's Harold. And I don't think we said that. Might be kind of important, but maybe we don't even know his name yet at this point. Because...
It says, I think we just learned it because mummy is named Harold because he reminds me of my uncle.
Okay.
Is what Marshall
She thinks
said.
he's a prop. She's like, oh, honey, you bought a prop today. Okay, did you give him $6,000, mother?
Yeah. So Marshall says that Harold is named after his uncle. And Amy is like, your aunt must be ready to open a vein because all these kids in these old movies are insane. This happens so often. Have you watched Harriet the Spy as an adult?
Oh.
Yikes. We watched so many childhood faves. And boy, do we have some feelings.
And we're going to just jump across town now and go to a warehouse.
Cool.
Yep,
Cool.
that happens a lot.
Antiquity thieves are a trope that is extremely popular
Incredibly.
in childhood movies.
You'll notice if you make the poor decision to watch most of these movies.
And they're always shoehorned in. They're not like
It's never the main thing.
No, and you only find out until like the last green bean proportion of the movie.
And you're confused at this point. You have no answers. Is Mr. Kubat alive? Did he fake his death? Because you see him. Is he playing a different character now? Is it his twin brother?
That's
What's
what
happening?
we thought. That maybe he was like a different...
I felt like I was being tricked again because Disney loves reusing people in their movies so we don't have to pay more people.
The Mummy and the Stepdad are the same. You know, this guy could have been another Stefano or Victor Newman. Whichever one. Was played by multiple actors on that show.
Yeah. We're cutting right back to Marshall's room again.
Yeah. He's bummed out about his mom's boyfriend.
I hear sad flute, piano music.
Cool.
Incredibly somber.
So somber.
Harold has so many mummy feelings, okay? He gives Marshall a plant, but Marshall already owns the plant. Then he just makes a damn dirt mess.
He did uproot Marshall's own plant.
And then he starts playing with a Rosie O'Donnell koosh ball, and I'm all right with that. I still have mine.
Good, important.
Okay, and then we're cutting again. There's a dog battle now.
There's a dog battle.
Yeah. There's a dog battle.
Okay.
He violently whips the dog, but Jack Russells are resilient, so it's doing just fine.
Yeah, and then he sees the Eye of Ra on a bus and runs after it because he's like,
Is that what that's called?
My hieroglyphic. Yeah, it is.
I put sensual Egyptian eye on bus.
Good. Hieroglyphic.
Oh, God.
So then they realize, Marshall finally realizes that Harold is gone, and the friends come to help look for him.
They're in their pajamas now?
Yeah. Well, yeah, Amy's roasting Gilbert for his pajamas again. Why does Gilbert hang out with them?
Amy can't be judged for hers, though, because she sleeps in the nude.
That's true. This is inappropriate. This is inappropriate.
Most are.
She's
Most
a
are.
child.
Yeah.
Disney. Well, let's not get murdered by Disney. So anyway, they see the Eye of Ra also, and they're like, that must be where he went, on a museum. They're like, there's only one place a mummy would go, and
Duh.
it's there. So they run in.
So they break into the museum at this point.
Oh God, they break into again. They love breaking and entering. I wonder if they have the key to this place.
And obviously, they see a matching necklace on the mummy that's already there, and it matches their mummy that they have. Now they have a set.
Yeah, he reveals now that he's been wearing a necklace this whole time, which was
Somehow hidden.
heretofore not revealed at all. It was hidden in his wraps, but he's like,
Okay.
opening them up.
He got unwrapped earlier. Where was your necklace then, dude?
Where was your necklace?
Where was
then?
it
It's not rattling out and all this running he's doing and dog attacks and skateboarding and
I remember the cops showing up very quickly.
yeah. Is it Halloween now? It must be because it's like down to the wire.
I don't even know. I remember the cops screaming, "We can hear you in there," but the doors weren't even open and the walls are made out of marble. And I'm like, you don't hear anything. You
Yeah, they
don't
were
hear a
so
murder in there.
Deep into the museum, there's no possible way.
And the kids weren't even reacting to the police lights, and the whole room was glowing like a strobe light.
I mean, yeah, that's very true.
And then we cut to the next day now because why the hell not, right?
Yep.
And Amy being Amy, because that's her name now, definitely confirmed. They've said it at least twice at this half-hour mark.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Hey, Marshall, you look like shit."
I'm worried about you because he's so attached to Harold. And then he admits that he's attached to Harold. He's like, you know what? I am. Quit being so mean.
I said like the real friend version of it. You look like shit.
Yeah. But she's 9. I don't know how old they are. 12.
And then we jump again, and Marshall is suddenly explaining the mummy's entire past. I'm not sure how he knows this.
Yeah, he somehow knows that Harold and his girlfriend had to keep their love a secret because of a mummy war.
People can be psychics, though.
Well,
You never know.
that's very true. That's very true.
People will shock you.
People can be psychics. So then a truck comes and steals the coffin.
I forgot about that. I completely forgot about that.
Thanks, Leonard. Who's Leonard? I wrote thanks, Leonard, in my
Leonard
notes.
is actually the annoying ass little neighbor kid.
Did the
Is that
child
the scab
steal
kid?
a truck?
No, Leonard sees the yellow truck taking the coffin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I remember. Yeah, okay. Leonard, Linus, Pigpen child.
Yeah.
Sees and tells them that he saw a yellow truck steal the coffin from Mr. Kubat's house. We have gotten so confused. And Amy has a lot of contempt for Leonard. She just continues to bully him like everyone else.
Now they feel compelled to disguise Harold, even though he hasn't been disguised this entire time.
And no one seemed to notice. And also, it's Halloween at this point. Like, why are you disguising
Just embrace it. So instead they dress him like 70s, 80s
Yeah, they thrift
vibe.
him. They
And
thrift
it's
him an
the
outfit.
worst disguise.
It is.
All to go to a warehouse that is disguised as an ice cream place, and you quickly learn that he can ride a stolen bike very well
You
for a
never
mummy of
forget.
his mummy age.
You never forget, man. So they sneak into the ice cream warehouse, and the mummy can now say some words. He says sorry after throwing one of the children over the wall.
He threw one of them over the wall. I completely forgot.
I think it's Marshall. So Marshall again breaks and enters into the weird ice cream place and
course.
sees Kubat with the coffin. What is this place?
And they're going to sell it tonight because things happen lickety-split in this movie. If it's happening, it already happened by the end of your sentence.
Yes. So they go back to Bruce at the Halloween carnival, and Gilbert is Dennis Rodman as his costume.
Oh, we missed a part.
Oh, what?
At the ice cream warehouse, Harold leaves a shred of his little
Wrap.
a mummy wrap on like a bar, I'm assuming. I'm not sure. Some sort of pipe, if you will.
Yeah, he left a clue.
And they're planning to hunt him tonight, I guess, because they know he's out there somewhere. I don't know.
I think they just want to sell him, but why did Kubat fake his death?
I mean, sarcophagus has got to be made out of some kind of something good. Some gold.
I mean, yeah, people
I'd sell it.
sold
I'd be
them
happy.
in the Victorian
I'd just
times
assume
and
he fell into the river and
fucked him up.
disintegrated.
Yeah. I'd be like, did I have a mummy? Did he go down in his basement and check often that he had a mummy down there?
Someone actually sees them leaving the ice cream warehouse, but they weren't close enough to be able to grab them.
Yeah.
And then they meet up with Bruce.
Okay, so yeah. Then
of course, they need his, I believe, to be a van.
Oh, of course he has a van.
Of course he has a van. Bruce,
Stop
why you
being
gotta have
friends
a
with
van?
these children, you adult.
He
man.
seems okay, but that's when they
He
get you.
He does, but
You never know.
you never know. He's probably fine. Bruce is innocent.
Okay, can we please talk about how every Halloween movie has a parents only dance at City Hall?
Yes. Why is that, Disney? What are you doing? When does that ever happen? Has anyone's parents ever been to a parents dance only at Town Hall?
This has never happened.
Where is Town Hall?
No.
No.
Just no.
The answer is no, and you're right.
But thank God there's other adults there because Harold's looking for a lady, and he just so happens to find Cleopatra.
You know, when the feelings are feeling, I don't know. So anyway, Bruce made a haunted house also at the carnival, and he mentions seeing Freddy Krueger and Martha Stewart in the men's. Not sure. There's just a lot of weird one-liners in this whole situation.
I think they lost him also because Gilbert is just going around the, I guess, dance, you would call it, the adult function. I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
And he's grabbing random mummies trying to find Harold. Did they lose him?
There are a lot of... Yeah, well, he ran off with Cleopatra.
Yeah, but I don't know.
And she thought he was somebody else.
Just like sniff.
Yeah. He does. They said he reeks. Did they like launder him?
Probably, and they just skipped over it because they like to do things like that. And the kids are begging Bruce to help them steal, because the kids can't go to jail. Just Bruce can. So, Bruce, you want to steal with us?
Yeah.
They wanted to steal the sarcophagus.
But the bad guys show up at the function.
Ripping off all the mummy heads.
Yes. Also, everybody's ripping off mummy. Everybody's assaulting anyone in a mummy costume.
But also, I think Cleopatra is a little bit of an assaultress almost.
She did try to
She's like,
accost
hello.
the mummy.
Gilbert's like, he's celibate. Leave him alone.
Yeah. The child had to tell her he's celibate. And she thinks he's someone else, apparently, and she unwraps him. And they all just stand there and let her unwrap this corpse. And everyone's terrified, of course, because it's
the whole
a corpse.
party.
And they somehow know it's real. I would just be like, sick makeup, bro. Like, how would you know do you think you'd know?
I would have been like, what a terrible mask you have, sir.
I've seen Face Off, and I'm not impressed.
Oh, Bruce doesn't have a van. It was a van-like car, also known as a hearse.
Oh my
Thank
God.
God.
We falsely accused him.
A perfect sarcophagus vehicle. A hearse could be creepy.
I mean, I think it's meant to be creepy.
Not to us.
No, not to us, but maybe it's not meant to be creepy at all. It's meant to just transport bodies.
We're just terrible.
Fuck. So Bruce has a hearse. The bad guys have shown up. Everything's going to shit. People are freaking out about the mummy being real. So everyone's panicking and running out of the function, whatever it is, the town hall parent dance / Halloween carnival. And the kids flee and for some reason leave Harold, even though their whole thing is trying to get him back to his sarcophagus.
Yep.
And he gets taken, of course.
And I still don't know what the plan is for the wife at this point. She's in a museum.
Yeah. She must be fine, I guess, because she's already in her sarcophagus. They
That's
just have
true.
to get Harold back to
This
his.
true.
So
Maybe
they
the
can
moon hasn't hit her yet.
be dead together next to each other.
How did the moon not hit her? Anyways, that's for another time.
It's for another time. I'm not sure how Bruce is in business. Marshall is his only customer.
Yeah, that's true.
But
Maybe
he
he also
has-
has a mortuary. He has a mortuary / oddities shop.
Something. Well, he made the haunted house, I guess, but his hearse is full
how
of
much money is
horror
that
props.
bringing in? That's not gonna. Haunted house isn't gonna pay your water
They're
bill.
not year round usually.
Oh, also that.
So the back of his hearse also is full of horror props. So they use those to make disguises and also, or no, she makes a diversion.
But when you leave a mummy alone, a mummy gets taken and he's gone.
He's gone. They ran
gone.
out without him. It's important.
Yep, he got stolen.
Escort the payload, which is the mummy. So Amy causes a diversion by pretending her eye is falling out using a horror prop.
They're at the ice cream warehouse, by the way. It just jumped again.
P.S. They're at the ice cream warehouse again.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This movie's hopscotch. The movie. You're just jumping around. You throw a rock.
It's their
where it
first-
lands, you jump.
It's their first time.
It was the first time, okay.
Yeah. Bruce body slams a man. Then they tie him up with fake intestines from, again, the propery. And he's like, I gotta start hanging out with people my own age. Yeah. You
Yeah,
should.
You should. At least they're chill. I trust you, Bruce.
He's fine. You're
okay.
He's
It
fine.
was a hearse, not a van. Now they're at an ice cream shop together. It's fake,
The
though.
criminals
it's
are there.
good.
It's
okay,
a cover.
It's fake.
It's
fake.
really warehouse.
There's no
inside.
ice cream there.
I don't know what an ice cream factory looks like, but that's not what I would imagine. But I assume my imaginings
Sweetums.
are also wrong. Willy Wonka. Is that you? So anyway.
Have they found Harold tied to the pipe yet? Has that happened? Is that happening right now?
Yeah. Someone's trying to buy the coffin, and Marshall is trying to free the mummy who's tied to the pipes.
If I'm selling the coffin with the mummy, I'd slam the mummy inside of it. I wouldn't tie him up to a pipe. Because then I'm going to think I'm have to pay two prices for the mummy and the coffin.
Yeah, and I'd also be
Sarcophagus,
like,
it's not a coffin.
why is the mummy alive? This interests me more than any of it.
And they're trying to start a fire. I wouldn't totally do that. But it's Amy and Bruce. Bruce is the adult, so maybe trust him. I wouldn't start a fire.
No, as a divert, no.
But thank God they have a cement wall to light their match on. I didn't know that was possible. Might have to try that.
Yeah,
We're going to forget to tell you if we try it. Also, we're not going to try it. We're going to forget to try it.
Matches, I don't think.
No.
So
They break Harold's chains with a crowbar. Okay.
good.
I think you could break anything with a crowbar.
I mean,
chains,
you really set your
ankle.
mind to it. That mummy was walking through walls like they were
Graham cracker.
Graham
Graham
cracker.
cracker cake icing walls.
good.
Okay, so then Bruce grabs onto the pipe and frees him and violently flings into empty ice cream barrels. But Harold's free, so that's all that matters.
I didn't 100% know that Bruce was captured.
What? Bruce saved the damn day.
Oh, Harold was
yeah.
captured. Harold was captured. I'm
Harold was
sorry.
captured. Bruce
Too
just
many regular
changed
names.
the game. Like, he broke the pipe, took an ice cream barrel to the back, all for Harold.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Kubat catches them immediately.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it, like, did a jump or two just to confuse you.
Yeah. And then Kubat appears to explain that he procured many items, but the IRS was after him, so he faked his own death. So he was probably stealing the items, I guess, from the museum that he worked at, and they caught on, and it wasn't all about back taxes. It could have been about back taxes because he wasn't even paying for his newspaper.
Yep.
How much does that cost? I
If you
assume
can't
not
afford
much.
a newspaper, you can't pay for back taxes, sarcophagus.
Especially on all your stolen items.
Yeah. And then he stole his stolen stuff out of his basement after he got evicted.
I would have like probably moved it somewhere before I was like, you know what?
Yeah. When
Breaking
you
my
get
own
that
death.
final notice, move your shit.
Also, the meter man found him covered in pancake batter. Was the meter man in on it?
Sure.
A lot of official things happened, and there would have been nobody. I'm very
For enough
confused.
money, you know.
Did he kill a man?
Did they pour the batter on him?
Leave him in the house to be found? Who knows? Again, there's a lot of questions and no answers.
And then they all get arrested.
Did they all get arrested?
Yeah, but not Gilbert. And you know what happens when one person doesn't get arrested and everybody else does? They save the day.
By driving through a fucking wall.
Yeah, what a waste of a hearse.
Yep.
Now they're just going to have to unbury the coffin and the damn car. Or the sarcophagus, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Kubat, you said he had a gun. He has a very tiny, smallish gun. And thank God Harold was tied up by chains because he just like flings it at him.
He
and
did chain whip him.
yeah, I think he flings
and threw
Kubat.
him.
Yeah,
threw
exactly.
him bodily. And then Amy reveals that the whole time she was in love with Marshall out of nowhere. But Austin, you said you got vibes.
I got vibes.
That there was a meet cute happening. I just was like, she's bullying everyone. Why?
And she's like, if something ever happens to you, Marshall, and he's like, it's almost midnight, Amy.
We gotta
Harold's
get
gotta
this
get
money
back to his sarcophagi,
back to his girl.
not his damn coffin.
Sarcophagus. So
Oh.
Bruce drives everyone to the museum.
Ooh.
Harold wakes up his girlfriend.
Oh, I know what happens next. A moonbeam finally hits her. It's coming back to me now. Earlier I was wondering, and now I'm wondering why she isn't alive.
I guess it's not Halloween yet. Do they have another?
When is Halloween?
Oh no! Then Harold got back into his coffin. They wake her up only to be like reunited, and then
I remember him taking off his necklace. Their necklaces are fucking magic. There's lightning and wind. The wife is alive.
he gave his necklace as a memento.
Okay. And then she just
To
fucking
Harold.
pops up.
She pops up.
And they're having
was
a moment.
They have a moment just in time to go back to sleep for however long. Until next Halloween? Until the next century? Who knows?
Thank God they were able to carry in that sarcophagus into that museum, that grown man and 3 children.
Very true, very true. I mean, maybe.
It was empty, but I can't carry gold.
The mummy has super strength. Did he help?
I've never carried gold, but I'm not going to carry my own sarcophagus. Do it for me.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I mean, he's already dead.
He should just sleep for a while. He's probably energized.
That's true.
I
that's
could
true.
always use a nap, though, and he's been through a lot.
Yes. So Harold gets into his coffin and they say goodbye forever, I guess.
Holding mummy hands till the end.
Good thing that the museum personnel aren't going to notice this other mummy just showed up and is holding hands now with their other mummy.
Poor Marshall is sobbing. He's hugging people, specifically Harold. Harold says bye because don't forget he can talk. He said sorry earlier. He knows 2 words now.
That's true. That's true. Two words.
And then Harold just gives his magic necklace away.
He gives it to Marshall. I said it's a memento. It's a memento to remember him by. I mean, you've known each other like...
Don't you need it?
A matter of days.
What if you get moonbeamed again?
Yeah,
You're gonna have to go back.
She has hers and he doesn't have his anymore, and she wakes up this time. But he had a lot of antics without her, so
that's why there was no under wraps too. They couldn't. They fucked it up.
I'm glad.
Same. First one was something.
So anyway, after all the mummy moments, heart-rending moments between mummy love and mummy boy kinship,
that you're fulfilled. You're like, okay, yeah.
You're like, please end.
This can be over.
For the love of God, end. And it doesn't. Cut back to Marshall at his house throwing out all of his cool monster stuff because I guess he met a real mummy and now all of his lifelong interests are done and over with.
That would just make it better for me.
I was going to say, that would just intensify. I'd be like, mummies are pretty cool guys and
then
gals.
It just Disney rounds it up with, Mom, do you love Ted?
Yeah.
Don't forget he's the stepdad because you're confused for a while.
Yeah, it's like the mummy.
At first I was just shook that he had 2 parents because it was Disney. And I'm like, you're not divorced or dead? It's a stepdad, of course. The dad's who the hell knows where. He's divorced or dead.
Who knows? Yeah, exactly.
And he's like, Mom, you know what? You should marry Ted. Like, why did this happen?
Yeah.
Why did this happen?
Why did this happen?
And then it just immediately cuts, surprise, to him gel slicking his hair, wearing sassy clothes to go out on a date.
Yeah, but Gilbert's also there as the third wheel.
Of course.
And
Amy's very dressed up. They're in love. I feel it. You can even feel it at this point, probably.
Yeah. And then they watch Warthead again, and
then it's really over. Thank you, God.
At long last.
I can't say this one's going to be one of my Halloween staples.
No, and we thought it would be when we first procured. We were like, because he bought it. You originally bought it on DVD.
Bought it.
How much did it cost you?
$4 to $5.
And what did it end up being worth?
Sold it for $80 to a doctor.
Oh my God.
It was worth every damn penny.
We had watched it once before he sold it, and
this was all years ago. We're rewatching them recently.
Yeah. We've been doing this forever. Like for a very long time.
Yeah.
And we decided we were going to rewatch them all with new eyes, with eyes unclouded.
Yes.
And we were like sure that this was going to be a Halloween staple, and
No.
Nope. Probably wouldn't watch again.
No.
I'm fulfilled. I feel like I'm going to remember it forever. There's so much new content being made it like every day. I don't want to watch this again.
No, I'm good.
I'm good.
But we've got plenty of other shitty Disney movies to watch. Yeah. This is video 1 of 4 for the month of October.
Yeah, we're going to try to get these. I'm really excited to do Halloween Town because I do watch that one every year.
Yeah.
I love 1 and 2 and High.
Oh, Halloween Town High is the best. And the 4th one, don't even talk about it. It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Doesn't exist.
Yep. So I think, are those the 3 we're going to do?
I don't know yet. I honestly don't know.
Okay.
Mom's got a date with a vampire.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, we got Phantom of the Megaplex. Might want to save some.
Do we have that?
That's another one that I, again, was trying to add to the rotation every Halloween. And I watched it the last 2 years.
Yeah. I haven't seen it since childhood, so I'm in for a treat. I'd love to watch it in 4K. I'd love to see all those sweet graphics.
Can't wait.
Like, what is that cable above the Phantom? Is that supposed to be there? But,
my God. We'll get to that. We'll get to all that.
Name 3 Thanksgiving Disney movies. You can't.
So
maybe we'll have 8 weeks of October because November is just Black Friday and that's it. So we can stretch Halloween
Christmas.
for 8
we could
weeks.
have 2 Halloweens, or we could have 2 Christmas. I feel like September.
I don't know
and October.
if there's that many Christmas movies.
You're not wrong. There's just that many Christmas movies in general. This is also a Hallmark movie podcast. Candace Cameron Bure podcast. Yep.
Filmed in the actual cabin.
No Lori Loughlin, though.
No, she's busy.
she's busy.
Yeah.
But we're going to be back with a new one. Hopefully this wasn't the worst thing ever recorded.
Yep. And we have a whole week to do the other one, so pray to God. Bye, guys.